Your vibe.
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys actually enjoy treating your customers like a piece of shit, because that's how I felt when I went to the Alamo Draft House. Okay? You know what? I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to text in your little crappy-ass theater. It was too f***ing dark in that place for me to find my seat, alright? I was using my phone as a flashlight to get to my f***ing seat. So excuse me for using my phone in USA, United States of America, where you are free to text in a theater. I was not aware that I couldn't text in your theater, all right? I've texted in all the other theaters in Austin, and no one ever gave a fuck about what I was doing with my fucking phone, all right? And it was on silent. It wasn't on loud. It wasn't bothering anybody. You guys obviously were being assholes to me, and I'm sure that's what you do, you know, to rip people off. You take my money, and then you throw me out. You know, I will never be coming back to your Alamo Draft House or whatever. I'd rather go to a regular theater where people are actually polite. And, you know, I'm going to tell everyone about how you are. And I'm pretty sure you guys are being on purpose. So thanks for making me feel like a customer. Thanks for taking my money.
Phenom Radio is the home of the hottest indie music. Tune into the Phenom Radio Top 20 Countdown, Monday through Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific.
A razor sharp pencil, rate your paws pencil. When the sun.
So many times I played the fool, man, he'll be low. I'm too fly to be sitting here lonely, feeling for the ride, wanna put it on me. Pittsburgh. When you get inside and when I grind it, I can't deny it, feels so exciting, deeper is no result.
A better job, a better home, a better life. Who hasn't wished for these things, worked for them, and sought a place where they had a better chance of becoming real? For generations, Brockton has welcomed those seeking something better. From those who came in search of opportunity to today's multicultural population that makes us the most diverse community in all of New England. Brockton is a place where homes are more affordable, communities closer, where a strong and talented workforce fuels the success of businesses big and small, and the vision of a more diverse and equitable America is being realized every day. It's where ideas take root, businesses grow, communities thrive, new beginnings unfold, and the promise of a better life is kept. Brockton, Massachusetts, where better begins.
Time to grow up. You got a problem with your self-esteem and ego. Oh, here we go again. It's time to grow up now.
It's caught in the crossfire.
Who the hell is this? Texting me at 5:46 in the evening? Now I'm steaming.
Wipe the coals out your eyes, honey.
See who's texting you and why.
It's my man Pop from the barbershop, saying he's at the gambling spot and heard an intricate plot.
No.
Yep. Some people want to stick me like flypaper, neighbor.
Slow down, love.
Please chill.
Drop the caper.
Remember all your peoples from the hill up in Brownsville? The ones you rolled dice with, smoked blunts, and got nice with?
Yeah, that's my man Fame up in Prospect. But they're my peoples. Nah, love wouldn't disrespect.
He didn't mean them.
No, they schooled me to some chumps that knew you back when you was clocking minor figures.
But now they heard you blowing up like nitro.
Great! Now they want to stick a knife in my windpipe slow.
Thank Fame for warning me, now I'm warning you!
So you got the Mac. Tell me what you want to do.
Damn. Why they want a sticker for her paper?
Damn.
They heard about the Rolexes and the Lexus with the Texas license plate out of state.
They heard about the pounds you got down in Georgetown. Now they heard you got half of Virginia locked down.
They even heard about the crib you bought your mom out in Florida, the 5th corridor.
Ah! Call the coroner!
There's gonna be a lot of slow singing.
And flowers bringing if my burglar alarm starts ringing.
What do you think all the guns are for?
An all-purpose war. I already got the Rottweilers by the door.
And I fed them gunpowder so they can devour the criminals. Trying to drop my decimals.
Yeah.
That's my girl.
Damn! Why they want to stick me for my cream?
It ain't a dream. Things ain't always what they seem.
It's the ones that smoke blunts with you. They see your picture, now they want to grab their guns and come and get you.
I'll mess around and get hardcore. C4 to the door. No beef no more.
Feel the rush.
Scandalous.
The more weed smoke I puff, the more dangerous. I don't give a damn about you and your weed crew. What you gonna do when Big Katie comes for you? Mom, Dad, I'm not running. I'll bust my gun in.
Hold on. I hear somebody coming.
Stick me for my paper. Stick me for my paper. Stick me for my paper. Who the hell is this? Paging me at 5:46 in the morning. Crack of dawning, now I'm yawning. Wipe the cold out my eye. See who's this paging me and why. It's my man Pop from the barbershop. Told me he was in the gambling spot and heard the intricate plot. Some people wanna stick me like fly paper, neighbor. Slow down, love, please chill, drop the caper. Remember all your peoples from the hill up in Brownsville that you rolled dice with, smoke nuts I got nice with. Yeah, little Fame up in Prospect. Nah, them my peoples now. Love wouldn't disrespect. I didn't say them. They schooled me to some chumps that you knew from back when you was clocking minor figures. Now they heard you blowing up like nitro. When they wanna stick the knife through your windpipe slow. So thank Fame for warning me, cause now I'm warning you. I they wanna stick me for my paper? Damn, why they wanna stick me for my paper? Damn, why they wanna stick me for my paper? Damn, why they wanna stick me for my paper?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
This is blasphemy. This is madness. This is the booth.
Broadcasting live from the City of Champions, you are watching The Booth. It is July 18th, 2023. The year is flying along. I've got my first guest up in the corner. And before I let her introduce herself, let me get into my sponsors. Michael Douglas Barretto, MDB Electronics. If you've got a broken Xbox One controller, you send it out to him. He gets it back to you within 48 hours. You are back to gaming. Also, Vianna Marie's music. It's Personal was the album. She just released a ton of singles out there, and she's right now at 494,000 streams. So please support your local artists. The singles are popping right now. She's doing about 1,000 listeners a day. We're trying to push this up to 500,000. So you want to make sure to support your local artists. Vianna Marie, It's Personal is the album, but the singles that she's dropping is going crazy. And at the end of the show, I'll be talking about some of the events that she's going to be involved with that's coming up this weekend here in the New England area. Also, Tactical Target Systems. When I go to the range and you see me with those zombie targets, that's me. That's Zombie Targets, Tactical Target Systems. There's some of the best targets out there. A lot of people see these. They want these targets. Reach out to my man, Don Robinson, Tactical Target Systems. Also, I Love Boston Sports, Marlon Williams in South Shore Plaza. If you get a chance to win a t-shirt in the chat by leaving something in the chat, you got a chance to be one of these people that you see figured right here. I Love Boston Sports. And then Kimberly Ann Empowerment Photography for Women. This is a woman who takes photography and she does these photos for women, boudoir photos for women. What she does is it's women who would never, ever take those type of photos, but she puts you in this environment where you're so comfortable that you can take these photos. You can see my artist right here, Vianna Marie. She did a photo shoot with Kimberly Ann, and it's nice to see Kimberly Ann's site because you know that these are women who thought, I would never take that type of photo. But, you know, for a significant other or a husband or whatever, they've decided, let me just present myself in a way that my husband or someone has never seen me with before. She puts you in that mood, puts you in that feeling, and you can take these pictures and give them to someone that you love or care about. Kimberly Ann, Empowerment Photography for Women. Before we get into the news booth, I've got my first guest coming on this show today, and I'm going to let her introduce herself. She's been around for quite a while. She's been busy. She's been grinding, and I got to wish her congratulations because she just got licensure for her name because her name is very popular with a lot of other products. So go ahead, ma'am. Introduce yourself. Let them know what's going on here today.
Okay, so my name is Remi Jones. I am from Providence, Rhode Island. I own a television show called RemiTV, and I am the first Black women-owned television show in the state of Rhode Island. And I interview celebrities, small business owners, entrepreneurs, and, you know, people that are making differences in their communities.
And you got a lot of stuff going on. When you talk about entertainment and stuff like that, you know, it's a fast-paced industry and business. You got to be on top of every story. The explosion of social media has definitely changed how we view our social media. One of the things I talk about is how Twitter and Facebook and TikTok has become the disaster of celebrities because, you know, back in the day, nothing got out from celebrities because it all was filtered and went through a PR team. But once Twitter and all this social media hit the scenes, we started seeing the train wrecks. You know, all of a sudden, these celebrities didn't need PR anymore. Oh, I can do my own PR. I'm going to put my own tweets out. I'm going to put my own social media out. And we've seen...
It's a disaster after that.
You know, so tell us some of the stuff that you've done and you know, why you love this business as it is and why you've chosen it.
Okay. Well, why I've chosen this business is, I don't know. It came to me by accident.
Oh,
so
okay.
So I was studying law and I was studying law and I got my degree. But, you know, during that time, my sister-in-law, she used to work for another television show in another company. And she said to me, Remi, why don't you do this? Why don't you come and do, you know, media? And I said, I don't know. I don't even know if I could talk in front of an audience. And I don't even know if I like people because, you know, that's a different world. You know, it's a different world. And I was also in a box and I was afraid and I was in a comfort zone. So in order for me to get prepared for that, I took some college courses. I took a communications class. I took a editing class for video, all this stuff. I talked in front of some people in my class to try to get prepared for this new thing that I was going to try to do, right? And I said, you know what, let me try it because I don't want to be that shy, scared person. I've been like that all my life. You know what I'm saying? I always was somewhere in the corner, was never with no cool kids, was always the nerd, the girl that got picked on. Like, so I said, you know what, let me just do it. Off the bucket list, right? So I went and did the audition and they said, we just need you to say these lines. Like, this is what we need you to do right here. And I did it in one take and they loved it. And they said, we want to have you as a TV personality for our show. So I started doing that in New York City and was doing local artists out there. And then I said to myself, you know, I felt really unappreciated. And my sister-in-law was like, do your own show. And I said, but I don't want to step on anybody's toes. And she goes, you're in Rhode Island. Go do your show out there and do celebrities. And I was like, I don't know any celebrities. She goes, yes, you do. I said, who? She said, Remi, you talk to Maya all the time. I forgot all about that because that's not, when somebody's your personal friend, you don't really, that's not the first person you think of like that.
Right,
you know?
Right.
And me and Maya has been cool for a long time. And she actually helped me with a health scare that I was having at the time. I ended up getting hyperthyroidism. And her being the vegan that she is, she was like telling me how to get through it, this and that. So when I told her about the new thing I was doing, I said, I would love for you to be my first celebrity interview. And she said yes. And I went to Boston and did that. And then from there, I helped that television network get on and I helped myself get on. You know what I mean? Through that network. So then I started RemiTV and here I am 4 years later with my own hub.
Nice.
So yeah, it came to me by accident.
Wow. And I gave you a congrats. You want to explain that? Because you said it was, I saw your post and I thought you said it was like almost a 4 or 7 year process.
It was 3 years. Yeah. So the first year that I started RemiTV, I started looking into, business stuff and figuring out what can I do to own all my things. And one of the people was like, you need to own your name. And I was like, nobody's going to care about my name. I'm just a local TV personality. Right. And they're like, you're not thinking about going national? Like, what's happening? Like, you don't want somebody to catch on, and people do it all the time and steal names, right? So I said, okay, so I hired an attorney, and then next thing you know, I'm like getting a letter in the mail saying, yeah, no, we can't do this because your name is similar to all these names right here. And there was a lot of Remy's in there.
Remi Ma.
The big dogs.
Yep, Remy Martin.
The big dogs. And I said, wow, I never knew. And it just made me think of the rapper and what she went through as well with her name being Remi, right? And I said, holy crap, And it was a long battle, 3-year battle of going back and forth with the trademark lawyers and them trying to deny it and me appealing and me investing myself. That stuff costs money. Me spending thousands on my lawyer to get this done. Thousands. And I said, I can't give up because I'm the only representation of people that look like me in my state that's doing what I'm doing. And no, I'm not going to stop fighting. And it finally happened. I couldn't believe it.
It's funny because it's funny because you see a lot of stories on Facebook and social media and people share it. And, I get mad sometimes because the stories that people should be liking and sharing and paying attention to are stories like you just posted that doesn't get a lot of likes. Because one of the things in this business, managing a singer and dealing with other people, we come across people in this business that they say they're performers, they say they're rappers, they say they're this and that, right? And then you see their names and how they're performing, and then you go right to them. And some of these people you say, it's a copyrighted name, right? If you had a manager to tell you correctly that you can't have that name, here you are, you're saying how it took you 3 years just to get this name copyrighted in your possession. There's a lot of people out there that need to pay attention. We all need to be sharing your story so people know that you can't go out here and be calling yourself Lil Wayne when already have a Lil Wayne out there whose name is copyrighted. You can't. So, it's one of these things that I tell people that we need to pay more attention to what some people are telling us in this industry, in this field, so we can learn and be better at it instead of being full of egos and not wanting to listen to everybody. So you've interviewed quite a few people. And I got to ask you, because I've been in radio, I've done a lot of stuff. Who's been your toughest interview? Because I had a couple, and I'll share one with you.
The toughest interview I had. Oh my God, let me think. I don't think I ever had. Well, as far as like, what do you mean by tough? Like, was it the person was like rude or?
So I'll give you my story, and some people have heard it on this show before. I was on the radio, and I actually got a chance to interview Gloria Gaynor for the 40th anniversary of I Will Survive. It was as you know, that's a huge song. I Will Survive is a tremendous song. It's the anthem of the gay community. And they sent us samples of this song, autographed and this and that. And before the interview comes on, before we go live, I'm like, Miss Gaynor, I'm so glad to have you on, blah, 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 blah. And the first thing I said to her is, I can't wait to talk about the song. And the first thing she says to me is that I don't make an effing dime off this song. I didn't write it. She goes, I only get paid to effing perform it. And the only reason why I'm here is because the effing record company is making me do this. And then my producer's like, and we're live. And it was the worst. All she gave was one word answers. And she was so pissed at the fact that she's not making any royalties off this song. She only gets paid for performing. And it was one of the most hardest interviews I've ever had to do in my life. And I thought Gloria Gaynor was going to be a highlight interview. I thought I was going to be happy as hell, and she would be all happy. And oh no,
ooh, she was having a bad day that day. Oh my goodness! I was like, we're gonna cut. I'm gonna let you breathe. I'm gonna let you breathe it out, boo. One thing I don't do is tolerate celebrity BS.
Really? Okay. How do you? Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. I will listen. I will end the Zoom really fast. Because I have good energy and I'm all about positivity, and I can't deal with that. Like, you need to reschedule if you're having a bad day. And I understand you're a human being, but please don't take that out on me, because this is my job. You already made it. I'm still grinding, and I'm still in my I'm so happy, and you're over there miserable. Like, don't come to my interview like that. You should never said yeah.
Who would your dream interview be?
Janet Jackson.
Oh,
I love Janet Jackson. I'm praying I get her. I have one connect to her, and I'm gonna hit that person up soon. I'm gonna wait till I get on. Because I'm working on some bigger platforms right now. So once I get on those, I'll reach out and see if I can get that exclusive.
How do you get yourself out of that fangirl moment before that interview? You got to be like,
there's a lot of people that I've been a fan of that I sat down with, but I don't fan out. Like, I'm not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I be around so many celebrities that it's like, okay, they're people, but I love the work that you do. So I don't really be like that. And I think that's why I'm kind of perfect for the industry, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's just so and so. Okay. That's me. That's just me. I'm like, whatever. Like, let's get the interview and wrap this up so I can go home.
Right, exactly. And it's funny because you see a lot of these YouTubers out there who do these interviews, and they're getting some of these YouTubers, because they have a lot of followers, they're getting on red carpets that most people don't even get on the red carpet, but because they got a ton of followers, and then they're getting up there and they're doing these stupid crazy things that you shouldn't be doing. And it drives, and I know it must drive you up the wall too, because it's like, man, that's super unprofessional. You're getting this chance to be at the Emmys on the red carpet to interview these people, and you doing stupid stuff that, you know, you would never, and you know that they told them that you can't do this, but they don't care.
And they
because
do it anyway.
They do it anyway because they know the moment's going to go viral, and it's worth, that moment is going to be worth more. And I feel like, you know what? They're clowns. I feel like they're clowns, and, you know, we shouldn't allow that to happen because, you know, it is an industry that needs to be respected. Janet Jackson, though, that's a good one. That's a good one. Of all the people that are out there that are doing this thing right now, what are your thoughts? You know, you're out here grinding. What are your thoughts on some of these people, these YouTubers and people of that sort, who are getting these shots that really haven't put in the work?
Man, I feel like, I don't know, some people just got a easier route, and I'm cool with that, but don't mess it up for the rest of us. Don't go on the carpet acting stupid, especially when you look like me and they put us to the back of the red carpet. Don't mess it up for us, because we're going to stay at the end of the red carpet and not closer to the front where, you know, we should be valued and respected. You know what I'm saying? And okay, I understand you want to have a viral moment. A lot of us would love to have a viral moment, but don't do it by being disrespectful to the client, you know, being disrespectful to the pub. You know, don't do that. Don't ask them crazy questions that they ask you not to ask. Me personally, I don't do that. I let people know up front. I do all positive interviews. I don't care who you're dating, and I don't care what I've seen on the blogs. We're going to talk about the amazing things that you did in the community, and the amazing things that you're doing in your life, your kids, and anything that's important to you. You know, I don't like the negative stuff. I don't care about the scandal like that. Of course, I love a shade room post. You know what I'm saying? I go on there. But as far as like, while we're sitting down, you're not going to get that from me.
Right. You know? Right. And I tell a lot of people that.
Look at us. Yeah, they already look at us, people of color, like how they view us anyway. So no, I'm gonna paint a different narrative every single time. I'm not. You're gonna get a good interview, and you're gonna get high energy every time.
And I tell people too, don't mess it up, because we are coming up. You know, and you talk about our people, we are coming up. You got Jono Lee, who's putting a lot of work in there. He's getting a lot of stuff done. You got Byron Jackson, not Byron Allen. Byron Allen. He's buying up a ton of networks.
Oh yes, I love Byron.
Yeah, he's buying up a ton of networks, and he's getting, you know, people into positions that they were never in before. You know, we're seeing a lot of things. I know a lot of people who watched this last BET Awards. A lot of people were really upset. You know, the BET Awards had a really good chance to shine, and I watched it. And even though there were some moments that I was tweeting about and putting out there, I was still a little upset at the fact that here we are, 2023. And the TV production was almost like it was in their freshman year. You know, the censorship was off, the swears were getting out, camera shots were off. And I'm saying to myself, BET, you've been doing this a long time. That's not acceptable. That was I don't know if you were able to catch the BET Awards, but I was kind of like.
I caught the BET Awards, but I wasn't catching like some of the stuff that you said. What I didn't notice, the difference between, you know, prior years and now, is that I noticed that there is more influencers. I know that we're in the world of social media now. I know that TikTok's a big thing, so we are seeing more influencers. But I would love to see Lizzo there. I would love to see Beyonce come again. I would love to see, you know, those big A-list artists that we absolutely love to be there. And I love influencers too, but, you know, BET used to have A-list people there.
Big Tigger.
Where's Lizzo? I want to see Lizzo. I don't want to see Beyonce perform.
Yeah, and you know, Beyonce was on tour, so we understood that. You know,
we understood that, but you know, the year before that and the year before that. You know,
oh, see, yeah. And it was funny. You know, what was funny about it too is, you know, everybody kind of tippy-toed around the fact, you know, everybody was kind of watching what they were saying every time they mentioned her being nominated or if she won something. You could see how scared.
Yeah. And I think, like, if I can remember even further back than that, they used to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, those type of people used to be there. Like, we need Denzel Washington there. When I think of that, I think of like Jamie Foxx. Like, we need those type of people there. And yes, I love the influencers because I love TikTok, but you know, I would like to see that more too.
Do you have an opinion as to why it's kind of regressed to this and we don't have the big stars there? What do you think they lost?
Maybe it's the people that's putting it together that maybe they're a little bit younger. Maybe we need a mix of two different generations of people to sit there and say, well, I think, Lotto should be there. And then we'll be like, well, I think Babyface should be there too. And we can have a mix of,
yes.
I think what's happening is maybe, because I don't know, that maybe it's a younger person there. We just need two different generations. Because I would love to see all of it. I feel like I'm an in-between generation. Like, I love that stuff.
Right.
I grew up listening to Marvin Gaye and all that stuff because of my mother. But then at the same time, I'm young enough to know the Lottos and the Carishas and the, all that stuff too.
Nice. What's your and we gotta get, I know you gotta get ready to get out of here. We almost said the wrong time. Before we get you out of here, what's your biggest pet peeve in this industry?
Gatekeeping.
Ooh.
It's the gatekeeping. And not just, I can expect that from like our media people because with events and stuff like that, we don't want everybody being in the same spot as us. We don't want everybody being able to get into the same door. I could understand that, right? But locally, with certain things, are they being gatekeeped? And I feel like don't hold the plug. Don't hold the plug. I feel like, and even in the industry wise, like if I get into certain doors and I know that I can make a phone call and I'm good like that, I wouldn't mind doing that for another person. Like, oh yeah, I can make the phone call. I know him. Let me get you in. I wouldn't mind doing that. But I can understand if you don't have it like that yet. And I'm like, yo, I can't even give out that contact yet. That's different. But there's people that can literally pick up the phone call, make some calls, send an email, get stuff done, and they still won't do it. That's the problem that I have. That's gatekeeping for me. And it's like, I think people are afraid of, I don't want them to bypass me. Like, I'm here, and if I put them on, I know that they're so good or they're so great that there's a possibility that they can go above me, right? And I feel like a person that's appreciative, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that hasn't been done, but if people are appreciative, they're gonna bring the elevator back down and come and get you so you could both rise up.
Yeah,
and there are some crappy people though that you lift them up and you will never hear from them again. You know what I'm saying? But in life, sometimes you just gotta take a chance and take a gamble because helping people is wonderful.
And that gatekeeping thing that you talk about, it's not just in media, it's in sports, it's everything. It's everything. That gatekeeping is in everything, and it's one of the things that we really don't talk about as much as we do. We heard about the the gatekeeping was talked about in Jessie Reyes' song, Gatekeeper. She talked about it in a sexual wise manner for women in the business. There's that whole gatekeeping thing there. I know you cover a lot of people in the hip hop scene and the R&B scene. Before we close this out, at the BET Awards, Busta Rhymes had his introduction for the Lifetime Achievement Awards, and he spoke eloquently from the heart about the industry and the business and putting those beasts behind and people to stop with the little petty stuff that I know you hear it behind the scenes and you see it. And I just wanted, before we get you out of here and you could shout out your social media, I want you to just elaborate on that because you see it firsthand too, your thoughts and your opinion.
Yeah, I agree with Busta. There's a lot of petty stuff happening behind the scenes. One thing that I've noticed while, being in the industry is that everybody be talking about everybody. And it's kind of discouraging at times because I'm going, I didn't know it was this crazy. I didn't know it was this bad. People are, beefing behind the scenes. And I'm going, what world did I step into? You know what I'm saying? And it's just certain things that I can't believe. I'm going, you guys, we here. We're in rooms that a lot of people can't go, walk in. Like, let's get along. Let's help each other. Let's uplift each other. Like, what can we do to help each other? But they say to me, you're so innocent right now because I'm new.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like 4 years is not a long time. To them, they're vets. They're like 15 years, 20 years. They're like, oh, I love how innocent you are. Wait. And I want to see you in 10 years and see how the industry change you because the industry changes people. I'm not saying it's going to change me. I don't feel like that. But I understand where they're coming from with the cutthroat, with the funny stuff, with the blackballing, with the it's like so much stuff going on, and I'm going, damn. And I listen to the stories, and I'm like, that's what happened to you? Somebody did this to you? It's crazy.
Look, I've been at events, and then I've heard people say they'll say one thing about somebody and be talking that person down like no tomorrow. Then like 3 weeks later, they're doing a record together, and I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. I'm like,
and it's like a norm or something. I guess it's normal, but and also too, one thing I noticed is people in the industry know how to be cordial with one another. There's no fighting or anything like that. You won't see people physically fighting, but some people don't like another person, but when they see each other, they show that love and that cordial thing because you still got to keep your professionalism at the end of the day, whether you like somebody or not. You do still gotta, when you walk by, please just be cordial. Hey, and keep it moving.
Craziness. How can people watch you, see you, and follow you on your social media?
Okay, so my social media is RemiTV official. If you can't watch my show on the TV9 network, you can listen to me on iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, all that good stuff. Soon to come on Amazon Prime and Tubi before the end of the summer, which is amazing. And to watch prior episodes, you could go to YouTube. It's RemiTV.
Nice. And we might have to get you on again when we've got some big entertainment, juicy stories. I actually did have a regular on this show, The Booth, many years ago, Delina Dixon. She was on here. She was just like you. She was just coming up, covering all the soap opera stuff and little stuff. Mm-hmm. And now she's doing stuff for like People magazine. She's covering the Emmys and Oscars and stuff. She's got her own show. So she's moved on to bigger and better things. And we might have to get you on your local. You're here. You're out of Rhode Island, and we might have to bring you on to talk about a couple of little things because everybody knows Sinister One here on the show. When I talk entertainment right now, I'm following this whole Britney thing because I feel bad for her and her mental health stuff. And,
are you talking about when she got slapped?
I saw the video. I just saw that, and I didn't really touch about that one on the show because both parties. Her security, I saw the video, and she went to grab, and the security hit her hand, and her hand went back, and she hit herself. Oh. And they said to her that both securities laughed about it. The media was making a bigger deal out of it than what it was. She really kind of ran with it because she has that issue that she has. I've said it before in the show. The thing is that the one thing the security said to her was if anybody should understand that you can't run up and try to grab somebody from behind is her. And it's her. Yep. And her security said they agreed. They was like, because this kid is the number 1 draft pick in the NBA. He just got drafted. They didn't know who she was. And then she was talking in a British accent. So they didn't know she had these glasses on.
Wait. She was talking in a British accent.
Oh, you don't follow her Instagram?
Listen, nah, I do not follow Britney Spears' Instagram. And I did see what was going on in the media and stuff like that, but I didn't know she came up to him talking about children. I didn't know she was doing that.
She has this. So people who follow. So one of the things that got her committed was that she went to a medical appointment where they had, claimed that she was premature dementia. She was diagnosed. What? Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. I've been following this story from day one. I've been following everything that was going on with this, and I get everybody's free Britney, but the thing is that she does have a mental issue. She was diagnosed with premature. She's got problems. She's got problems. And one of the things that happened that got her put in was she went to an appointment and she claimed she was acting British, but her family says no, she was talking in a British accent, and they had Dr. Drew on from MTV. He was saying that one of the things about dementia and people with mental illness and depression is they go into like a different personality. And he said when she switches that switch and she's talking like British, like hard British, they're saying that's her. They said it's a scary story. It's sad. I've been following it, and it's a sad story. It's just a sad, tragic story.
That's very sad. I didn't know that about her at all.
So
maybe in that moment, she wasn't
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know she said she just wanted to say congratulations. And maybe she also feels like, hey, I'm Britney Spears. I can just go up to the draft guy. And and it looked from my view that the security didn't really turn around to see
No, yeah, he didn't.
who
No.
it was, right? Because I think if they would have turned around and seen that it was Britney, they would have let her, you know, do her thing and stuff like that. But it looked like he just went like this, reach back. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, but you know, I do feel like the security should give an apology and just say, you know, it was a mistake. I didn't look back. You know what I mean? I just don't want anybody touching my client. As a security, it's my job to protect the person. And when I know that somebody is in the back of him trying to grab him, I have to do what I'm supposed to do. But I apologize. He needs to apologize for that.
Yep. And know? They did. She was on Instagram. She was upset because she didn't get a public apology yet. And, you know, they probably felt like, well, we talked to you people. Both teams talked professionally. They probably felt like they didn't have to do a public, but she wants a public apology. She may end up getting it from the venue or whatever. It is what it is. But, you know, it's been great having you on. It's great stuff, Remi. Yeah, I'd love to have you on again. And it's your boy. We're gonna let her get out of here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna.
You know what we forgot? I wanted to say one more thing.
Oh, go for it. I
am having my award show next year.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Talk about that, real. Yeah, talk about that.
So I'm having an award show next year. I got the second biggest venue in the state of Rhode Island. It's the Providence Performing Arts Center. And it's going to be May 18th, 2024. And it's a community award show. The reason why I did this award show and why I'm putting it together is because there's a lot of people doing amazing things in my community and nobody is like celebrating them. And I'm saying, why? Like, we have this amazing guy here. Every year he gives like $2,000 to $5,000 of his own money and buys turkeys and does a turkey drive for Thanksgiving. And I'm like, this man needs an award, some recognition, something. And I want to do the award show specifically for those type of people. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And another reason how I got that idea is because I went to a lot of award galas throughout the 4 years of me doing media. And I noticed it's the same several people getting an award. And it's the same community leaders. And I said, this is not fair. This is not right. We respect you guys. And because you guys are older, you guys been doing this for a long time. But every year, no. There's other leaders that came after you that's doing just as amazing things. And you guys need to be uplifting them as well. And making sure that you're not managing them, that you're mentoring them. So that they could be just as great as you when you're ready to retire. And that we keep lifting and passing the torch. It's about passing the torch, right?
Exactly.
So that's why I'm doing it. And the ticket proceeds are going to go towards a job training program that I'm planning on doing and also a clothing drive. I'm going to do a humongous clothing drive. I'm looking for other nonprofits to collaborate with to do this. So I want to have Shower for Power there, bobbers, all types of stuff and do something great with the ticket proceeds.
Nice. So what we'll do is we'll definitely be getting you back on when it gets close to that date. But when you're ready to start promotion and selling tickets for this event, please hit me up because I always have promos that I run for people that are doing events. And I run stuff like that for no charge on this show. So that it will play before the show airs. So definitely get in touch with me. I'll be hitting you up probably in April or March of next year.
Okay.
And we'll do that and link that up. And we'll definitely be getting you back on for some of the bigger stuff. But yeah, definitely going to keep an eye out for that because I actually seen Chrissy Bruscato had actually shared that this event was going to be happening. And I think that was one of the reasons why I reached out was that reason. So no, thank you for remembering that and for coming on.
Yes.
Good
and
stuff.
I want to thank you again for having me on. You could feel free to go on my Facebook page and nominate your favorite person because the people are choosing the champion. So you guys will nominate. And then in December will be the voting process for the top 5 people. And you guys are going to pick the winner and not me because I don't want to be biased. And I think you guys all know who's special in your community, you know?
Jotting it all down. I'm writing it all down and checking out. So guys, you want to make sure to check her out. Remi Jones, RemiTV. Follow her. Get online. Social media. Are you on Threads yet? Did you put yourself on Threads?
No, I'm not on Threads yet. Are you on Threads?
It was, because it was easy. You just log in, and what it does is it imports everything right from Instagram in about 3 seconds. So all your friends, your followers, all of the stuff that's on Instagram, it just imports it all over. And that's why they got so many people in such little time, because once people realize, oh, I just click a button and it imports my entire Instagram account into Threads. Yes, it does. Boom. And you do it. And then when new people start to follow you, it says, if you know, so-and-so has followed you. My favorite thing on Threads right now is Wendy's. Wendy's is a savage. I don't know who runs Wendy's social media, but just an example, people, real quick before we get out of here. Somebody put on Threads that they saw this vehicle, and the vehicle was McDonald's brand new delivery vehicles for their restaurants to deliver their stuff to, and it's an electric van. They're black with a big golden arches on the side. And someone said, I saw this in New York. What is it? Wendy's posted the picture of the McDonald's van and put garbage truck.
Wow. So there are comedians on there.
Oh, you gotta follow them. You're gonna say Sinister One. Oh my God, are you for real? Whoever runs their department is a genius. It's savage advertising, because everybody's like, oh my God, y'all are just crazy. Y'all are crazy. Because I think it was either Ludacris or Nelly was upset when they took away the spicy chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was somebody.
Yeah, they came at them and they brought them back, because it was this, it was Nelly was like, yo, you got to bring them back. And they tweeted, they answered. And they said it's hot in here. Oh, it's hot in here. It was Nelly, because they put him back. So yeah. So
they be going hard. They be battling too, because it starts off on Twitter. It started off on there, and I see being savage on there, and I'm going, what is going on? And who's running their account? Because I need them to run my account.
Yeah, it's real good. They've been carrying over right what they did at Twitter. It's on the Threads now, and I'm like, man, I don't know who it is, but it's crazy stuff, and I love it. I love it. It's original. So glad to have you on. We will definitely have you back on here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get you right back to the booth. But thank you again, Remi, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to be back at New Booth after this. Here we go. We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah, see, I ain't ever been betrayed by an enemy. That shit is only ever come from them saying friend to me. They soul is black, soaking up all of my backup energy. I feel the drain through all the pain, depletes in its entirety. It's piracy, and any thought of reconciling blind to me. You were my people that I chose, you were my family, and didn't realize what you had, your bad need clarity. Because
all right, it's your boy Sinister One broadcasting live for the City of Champions. We are back here in the booth. I got to thank my first guest, Remi Jones from RemiTV. And quick break. Got to thank everybody who's up in the live chat. Kevin Jeffries. Oh, Kevin. Kevin, we're going to get into it when we get into sports, boy. So you better hang on. Kevin Jeffries, host of the Happy Hour with Lito podcast and the Triangle Offense podcast that he does with Ann Harrell and Amani. We gonna talk about it, Kevin. Kevin, look, for those who don't know, Kevin Jeffries, I produce his show, Happy Hour with Lito, but Kevin is also a Tennessee Titans fan. And we're gonna get into it in sports. I'm not gonna get into it now, but we're gonna get into it. Kelvin Hargrove is in the chat. What's up, Kelvin? Thank you for tuning in. Nancy, Felicia, everybody who's out there tuning in. We got good stuff going on. But I got to get into this show in the news booth. Boom. First of all, in the news booth, I got to say what's up to my Vermont peeps. There was some heavy flooding, but first of all, we got to talk about the end of an era in Brockton. As you guys see the picture here, the grandstands are being torn down. We talked about this on the show last year around April. We talked about the chunks that fell from the grandstand, and they condemned them. They came last week, and state of an era. Brockton Fair is gone. There were rumors that Amazon was buying this property. Amazon has been putting trucks here for the last 4 years during the holiday season. They were looking for this place to be a spot for their transfer station, for, a station for them where they could have an outlet center or whatever they were going to put here. The rumor was that Connie was in negotiations with them, and I was looking forward to this rumor being confirmed because it would have brought a ton of jobs to Brockton. The rumor was that if it was coming here, Brockton residents would have gotten hired first over other people. It would have helped our tax base and brought our taxes down for our houses. That whole area up there is perfect for it. And I know there's a lot of people that were saying they don't want it there. It wasn't a great place for it, but I'm in transportation and it was. Logistically, the Brockton Fairgrounds location is the best location for an Amazon facility. That section of 123 where it begins right there at Burger King, it's a state highway. So the roads being repaired and upkept is covered by the state. It's not covered by the city. So that's one of the things that, and they're already widening that road as it is. Already widening that road and putting new traffic signals on that road right now anyway. And it's a straight shot to 24. And when you get to 24, you take a left to go to 495 and you take a right to go to 95. And both of those are within 15 minutes away. So it was logistically, it was a dream for Amazon. I know why they wanted that location, and it would have been beneficial. Right now, somebody came on my post and said the deal's off the table. It's not happening. I'm going to pray and hope that something happens, something works out, and I hope that Amazon and Carney can work a deal for this property. I'm going to pray for real. I'm going to pray that they can work something out and get this back, because this city needs it. The city needs something like this as a business in the area. And we'll be good. We'll be good on that. Also in the news booth, to my friends and family members up in Vermont, man, y'all got hammered with rain. I think they said they had like 8 days of rain in like 2 hours or something. It was like this crazy formula that they were saying. The rain was so bad that it overflooded rivers and waterways. Some of the dams were stressed out, and part of Montpelier was flooded, as you can see here in the picture. People were told to get to higher ground and get to higher floors, but they were flooded. They had received rain, and my prayers go out to them. Kevin Jeffries is in the chat. He's just rambling on until we get to sports. He's saying Tennessee Titans to the Super Bowl. You better hope you can keep Derrick Henry, who's unhappy right now. We'll get into that, though. Mass State Police had to assist a passenger who took control of a plane after the pilot had a medical emergency. Here's the deal. The pilot was 79. He was flying the plane. He had a medical emergency as the plane was circling to get ready to land. So he had a medical emergency and collapsed. The passenger is 64, 60-something years old. The passenger who's never had any training had to land this plane. He did it. He crash landed in Martha's Vineyard. But look, any landing you walk away from is a good-ass landing. That's the rule of thumb. Any landing you can walk away from, that's a good-ass landing. He may not want to ever fly again. But that's a good-ass line. That's a good-ass. He said, Kevin Jeffers said he's only unhappy his extension's coming. Oh, he talking about, he better get his extension, because if he don't, I wish you would. So for y'all tuning in, everybody here in the chat, I need your help. Everybody in this chat right now, I need your help. This is a brand new segment called I Wish You Would. What this segment is that I'm going to show you a video. And when you're done watching this video, I want y'all to let me know what you would do if this would happen to you. So watch what happens to this woman in the video. And then I need all y'all in the chat who's watching this. Give me your answer. So I wish you would. Kevin, you gotta hold up. You gotta hold up, Kevin. You need to help me with this segment right now. You need to thank me. You need to help me with this segment. You need to help me. Hey, Denise, what's going on? The new segment is called I Wish You Would. Now I'm gonna show you all this video. After watching this video, I need to know what you would do. I wish you would. Here we go. Right now. New segment. I wish you would.
Call Donald Trump. He's going to come get me out of prison. You do not call Donald Trump right now.
We have children here.
I'm a white supremacist. The Aryan nation will rule the world. People covered in tattoos are going to be my closest relatives, I promise
we got
you.
children in here.
I don't give a fuck. Call Donald Trump, please.
Come on.
You know Donald Trump. If you don't know Donald Trump, I'm not going nowhere.
Remember, people, I wish you would. I wish you would. I need to see it in the chat.
I'm not playing these games anymore, you fucking pussy bitch.
I wish you would.
You Jewish bag. Good, that's good. You do shit.
No.
Who's my son? I am the one. I'm the son.
I'm out of there.
Oh, Fuck you. I swear to God, I'll do it. You fucking chase this ain't the way, man. Keep me around till he gets here.
I wish you would. I need to see it. Kevin Jeffy said he'd have got knocked out. If that was your wife, Kevin, yeah, I'm pretty sure he would have got knocked out if that was your wife. Felicia Damon said he would have been dropped. That's our new segment. I wish you would. And dudes, the husband was the guy with the WTF on the back of the shirt. Look, if that was my wife, I wish you would. Look.
You know that. No, you know that. No.
Oh man, I wish you would. I wish you would. Man, in the legal booth here in Brockton. Let me get this up for you guys right here. Here in Brockton, Mayor Hopeful, Mr. Rodriguez is now in the news. Why is Mr. Rodriguez in the news? Because Mr. Rodriguez, it has now been confirmed. I had someone in my inbox, but I couldn't confirm it, so I didn't confirm as a story. But Hamilton Rodriguez, who is running for mayor currently for the city of Brockton, he has filed a police report against Ollie Spears. For those who don't know who Ollie Spears is, he's a community activist here in the city of Brockton, and it's a 2-page police report. I'm going to read you guys the first page and then get into this second page that's up here. The first page that's up here, which you guys probably can't see if you're on the computer on your phone, so I'm going to read it for you. This is from the Brockton Police Department narrative, Patrolman Mark D. Dumel, if you haven't seen it yet. Linda DiMaggio says, Eastside, know exactly what happened. Nancy said, see, I'm usually out with my son, and if he came at me like that, one kick knockout. Oh, that's right. Because your son, your son would have definitely have leveled him out. Definitely. Here's the police report. On Thursday, 6/29/23, Officer Alinsky and Officer Dumel were assigned to a uniform patrol in the northern sector of the city in marked Cruiser 877 on the 1600-hour shift. Approximately at 18:33 hours, they were dispatched to Tin Ray's restaurant located at Winter Street for an assault and battery in progress. The caller stated Ollie Spears pushed him. Officer Farrell and Sergeant Lobo also responded to this. Now, in the police report, it says upon their arrival, they located the calling party, which is Hamilton Rodriguez, standing on the sidewalk with a few people. He claims he was pushed by Ollie Spears. The officer decided, asked him his questions for ID and license. He refused. He said, "You know who I am." Hamilton said to the cop. The cop says, The cop says, "Hey, I need your ID to take this report." Again, he says, "You know who I am," and says he forgot his date of birth. This is right in the police report, people. At one point, Rodriguez's people advised him that he should give his information so the report can be filed. At this point, he provided the information. He asked Rodriguez about what took place. He stated that inside Twin Rays, there was a political event. We already know whose event it was, but he's got a better event coming up at Joe Angelo's. Steve Hooke, thank you for coming on the show last week. He's got his event coming up at Joe Angelo's, so we want to make sure everybody shows up out there because of the black eye that was put on this, of this incident. So Rodriguez is now filing harassment order and assault and battery against Ollie Spears. Now, this is a guy, and I'm going to show you guys, that has been the biggest Facebook bully out there. He's running for mayor. He's calling people the N-word. He's treating women like crap on Facebook. He was on my show. I gave him a chance to, clear his name and maybe apologize to some people, but he came on, he doubled down, and he stuck by his guerrilla warfare tactics for his campaign that he was running. And then all of a sudden, he unleashed hell against me on Facebook, come after me about the show and saying my show's an illegal radio show when he has no idea what a podcast is. And then I just started calling him out on everything, all the BS that he was talking about. Call him out to the point where, you know what? I'm going to talk about this police report, but from here on out, my thing for all the Brockton voters, if you are a voter in Brockton and you ask me about Hamilton Rodriguez, I got two things I'm going to say to you. Hashtag no vote Rodriguez. Hashtag bye Felicia. Because I want the voters to speak their minds at the polls. Going on Facebook, going back and forth with this guy, it's counterproductive to this city. There are better people in this city running for mayor. John Williams, Fred Fontaine, Robert Sullivan. All these people are running for mayor. Much better suited to run for mayor than hashtag no vote Rodriguez. Hashtag bye Felicia. I'm going to keep it at that. Keep it at that. And with that being said,
spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
The spoiler alert is that he's probably not going to make it to November. That's the spoiler alert. That's my spoiler alert for you. he ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna make it to November. Simple as that, people. Simple as that. The alleged imposter student faces the judges today. Well, yesterday. 32-year-old Shelby Hewitt, the former, she was a social services person, and they messed up because they said in the story that she wasn't employed by social services while she was in the school. And then when they did a news story on Channel 5, they messed up. They said that she wasn't an employee of them as of this year. So she wasn't employed because she was in 3 different schools the year prior. So she was an employee still. And as I said, I'm pretty sure she used her knowledge of the school system as her way to get in. And if you look at her, she's really young looking. She is young looking. I can understand why they thought she was a middle schooler. But it's scary. It's scary. It's crazy. I just don't know. What's up, Mark Powers? What's up, Linda? What's up, guys? Linda says Ollie would give the shirt off his back. Yes, he would. And I got to give Kelvin props, man. He's out there in Seattle listening to this show. So big up to Kelvin. Also, Xbox has issued a binding agreement to keep Call of Duty and PlayStation after the FTC has ruled that there is no threat of monopoly. They ruled that Microsoft can acquire Blizzard, which is Call of Duty and the Diablo and all those games. Sony had made kind of a stink about it. The CEO of Sony got caught saying that the only reason why he made this stink about it was he was just being petty. He had no legal reason to make an issue out of this. And I know me and Sean Wake were going back and forth in a private chat about this. And I get the whole legal part of it. The thing is that Microsoft could still be petty if they wanted to and be like, hey, you've been holding on to that Spider-Man game on PlayStation. Why don't we test that and let us try? You know what I'm saying? So it could go either ways. It could go either ways. We'll see. Also, in the entertainment booth, if you guys are watching the History Channel, Brockton and Bridgewater will be featured as the History Channel is going to cover the Indian curse that's been here for years that everybody's talked about, the Bridgewater Triangle, that 3 areas of Brockton and Bridgewater, that swamp area that everybody says is haunted. People have seen crazy stuff in this Bridgewater Triangle. The History Channel is going to cover this Native American curse on their network. Once I see a trailer or something, I will let people know and I will post it. Also here in Massachusetts, Cape Verdeans. I love my Cape Verdean people. But Ms. Wise is not courageous. Ms. Wise is not this big hero. Ms. Wise is not risking her life because she put CV on the map. Now, here's the thing. We've been spending the last couple of weeks pissed about people throwing stuff on stage at performers. Baby Rexha got hit in the eye with a phone. Drake was hit by something 2 weeks ago. All these people. Lotto was recently hit this past weekend. Lotto got hit with a phone, and she kept the show going, but she's like, don't make me come out there, and pretty much told the person, I'll beat your ass. I'll F you up. So this girl here from I believe she's from Brockton or wherever, she threw a CV flag on the stage, and Drake picked up the flag, and he showed the Cape Verdean people love, but now some of the Cape Verdean people out here are blowing this up like it's this girl did this and did it. Look, it's wrong. When you buy a concert ticket or a sporting event ticket, it tells you not to throw nothing in the field of play, nothing on stage. I'm not commending her for throwing the flag on the stage when we've been pissed about people throwing stuff on stage for the last 3 weeks. Oh, man. It's crazy stuff. Calvin said he shared the link to the show. Thank you, sir. Mark Powers, what's going on? Shelia E. becomes the first solo percussionist to receive the Walk of Fame star. Shelia E. And if you guys see look, Prince knows how to pick them, bro. Go Google Shelia E. Walk of Fame star. Google it. Google that picture of Shelia E. right now. Now, Shelia E., I was like just coming out of high school when Shelia E. kind of burst on the scene. She was one of Prince's girls. Remember Prince put Shelia E. on? Prince, look, Apollonia, Vanity, Sheena Easton, Shelia E. Google that picture of Shelia E. right now. Boy, let me tell you. Shelia E. looks just like she did remember on MTV? Glamorous Life, remember that? Shelia E. Look. How do you get older and look better? For real, Google Shelia E. right now. How do you get older and look better? Shelia E. looks damn good right now than what she did back then. I'm like, God damn, Prince had a good eye. You ain't kidding. Prince had a good eye. Good Lord. Bathe yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka. We all remember that from Purple Rain. Kelvin said he saw Shelia E. live back in his hometown of Newark, New Jersey. She kills it, bro. She kills it. Walk of Fame. Jason Aldean catches heat for racist pro-gun lyrics, a modern-day lynching song. So he's got this song called "The Small," not My Small Town or something. The funny thing is that the lyrics are kind of racist. I'm gonna pull them up on the screen right here for you guys. People are kind of mad about it. Here we go. Hold on. Let me pull this up for you guys so you can see it. Sucker punch somebody on the sidewalk. Carjack an old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face. Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. We'll try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. And then here's the lyrics that are kind of pissing people off. I got a gun that my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here, because we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't try that in a small town. Full of good old boys raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town. Now, here's the funny thing about this, people. Here's the funny thing about this. Jason Aldean. Y'all, does anybody know where Jason Aldean blew up and got his start from? Does anybody out there country music know? Because I can tell you where Jason Aldean blew up and got super popular, and he was mentioning it on every tour. He thanked the city of Brockton. Why? Because when the Rock Stadium first hosted concerts, Jason Aldean was a virtual nobody. He came here and hosted this concert as a virtual nobody, and then his career blew up after his concert here. And all the time, he's been talking about how Brockton has been there for him. It was the place that kicked off his career, blah, 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 the melting pot. And now here he is, this big MAGA superstar, making racist comments in this song and just pretty much crapping all over Brockton. And he got the story. He was in Connecticut this past weekend. He got heat stroke and had to run off the stage and left the stage for having heat stroke. So somebody must have got the story and he must have realized that he was just a little bit of ways away from Brockton when the story broke. Yes, Shelia E's dad was a legendary percussionist. Taught her well. Got a quick trailer for you guys. It's 8:02. Gonna bust this brand new trailer. Nah, Jason Aldean's up from Boston. Kevin Jeffries. Check out this new trailer for the movie Creator. If you guys are fans of AI type movies like me, where the AI goes crazy and wants to kill the human race, this is a new movie with a brand new spin on the war between humans and AI. 20th Century Studios just dropped the trailer. I actually just got it 2 days ago. So I'm going to drop this for you guys right here in the chat. Just let me know what you guys think about this trailer. Here it is, Creator, coming from 20th Century Studios.
When the war started, they protected me. Took better care of me than humans would have.
They're not people, Maya. It's just programming.
10 years ago today, the artificial intelligence created to protect us detonated a nuclear warhead in Los Angeles. This is a fight for our very existence.
Sergeant Taylor, we are this close to winning the war. But the AI are developing a super weapon. Retrieve it, or they win.
Did you locate the weapon? Yeah, it's just a kid.
Are you going to heaven?
No.
You gotta be a good person to go to heaven.
So we're the same. We can't go to heaven because you're not good. And I'm not a person.
Do you have any idea what the thing is?
She looks like a little girl now, but she's growing. Whoever has that kid wins the war.
Whose side do you want, huh?
What do you want, sweetie?
For robots to be free.
Oh, we don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
September 29th, the creator. How's that look, people? Viana Marie already said this looks dope. Look, I can already tell you what that plot is from, because Hollywood did not original. So way back, there was a comedy film about the end of the world and demons were gonna come. This plot is a rehash, and it still looks good. Don't get me wrong, it still looks good. This plot is a rehash of The Golden Child. That's all it is. That's all it really is. You know, Eddie Murphy, the war between evil and good, between the demons and the angels, and the golden child. Whoever has the golden child is going to win this war between good and evil. So this AI kid is the golden child. So this is the plot. This is kind of the storyline, but it's action. It's AI, which I've been talking about. So I'll take it. I'll take the rehash of a storyline for me. The acting looks good in it. And I'm ready. I'm ready for it. So September 29th, the creator is here. I'm going to check it out. And Linda says it looks better than The Golden Child. Some would say The Golden Child was probably one of Eddie Murphy's worst movies. I actually liked Golden Child. A lot of people really didn't like it. And I think it came out, I think The Golden Child came out at a time where, you know, Eddie Murphy was like super huge and everybody had expected everything to be just super good. Everybody was expecting everything to just be badass. And then he dropped Golden Child, which I think people were expecting a lot, and they didn't get what they were expecting. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, the creator, I just got the trailer 2 days ago. Check it out. September 29th, people. Let me know. Good stuff. Let's get into the sports booth. I know my man Kevin Jeffries is in here. Kevin Jeffries. Titans, Patriots were vying for DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver. We saw, so here's the deal. Here's how this whole thing really kind of got started. The Arizona Cardinals were on Hard Knocks. Patriots had a game against them. And during this game, Bill Belichick, who I think is the funniest, sneakiest dude of all time, he knew DeAndre's contract was up. But you can't talk to somebody about their contract during regular season. It's a fine. It's a violation. You can't do that. So what does Bill Belichick do? Pre-game warm-ups. Belichick walks slowly, moseys over. It's all on Hard Knocks. You can see it. Walks on over to DeAndre, pumps his head up. Man, I love you. You're a great player. Man, this. And just commends him on his play and how he's a great player and walks away. He didn't have to talk about money. He didn't have to talk about signing. Bill Belichick is dirty, bro. He knew that his contract was up. He knew that he wasn't happy in Arizona. So what do? You go over there, you pump my man's head up and be like, damn, Bill's coming to me like this. Okay. My free agency's here. Where's the first place I'm going? New England. Where'd he come? New England. Did he go to Buffalo? Nope. He went to New England. The 2 places he went to was New England and Tennessee, which really, honestly, Kevin, the Tennessee Titans, all y'all really are is I-85 Patriots. Just go a little bit west down the road, and you just Patriots West. Like 80% of your front office staff are all ex-Patriot people, right down to the head coach. you just a clone of the Patriots. So you sign DeAndre Hopkins for $26 million, and it's going to be $32 million with incentives. Well, it's a little too much money. It's a little too much money for 2 years for a wide receiver who's been off injured and hasn't really put the numbers up. Now, if you look at the roster that he was coming to, if he had signed with the Patriots, for the amount of money, for the amount of yards that he's going to put up, he's got to drop in order for this contract to be good in Tennessee. He's got to have more than 10 touchdowns. He has to have over 1,900 receiving yards for the 2 seasons. Now, the problem is that he wasn't going to get that here. He wasn't going to get them touches here. Why? Because you're coming to the Patriots that right now has a great offensive coordinator in Bill O'Brien. So this crap that happened last year isn't going to happen here with the Patriots. Last year, the Patriots wide receiving core was at the top of the AFC list for receiving, and they had a horrible ass non-offensive coordinator. What do you think these guys, Kendrick Bourne and all these guys, are going to do now with an offensive coordinator and Bill O'Brien, with 2 good tight ends, and Rondre Stevenson coming out that backfield is a beast, a monster. He's not going to get that many touches. So it was about money. That was why he signed with the Titans, because it was all about money. And I know people are upset that Belichick didn't sign him. They're talking about he's being cheap again. But who? Name one player that Belichick has not given money to that has come back to haunt them. And don't say Tom Brady, because I already proved on the show, Tom Brady going to Tampa Bay had nothing to do with money. It was all about business. It was all about his brand. It was all about his legacy. I proved it on this show because Tom Brady had copyrighted certain things before leaving for Tampa Bay. So Tom Brady, don't mention it. Don't even go there. But other than Tom Brady, you name me one player that's left the Patriots that we didn't give big money to that have come back to bit the Patriots in the butt or let go. Not one. We let Vince Wilfork go to the Texans for a whole ton of money. Nothing. What's his name? Went to the Jets. He had another offensive lineman go to the Giants. All this money. Nobody did nothing. So Tennessee, you better make sure he gets them touches. And Ryan Tannehill better hit that target for him to make them bucks. Or else D-Hop is going to be unhappy. D-Hop's going to be unhappy if he don't get them touches. Kevin Jefferson said 2 years, $26 million is not a lot of money. It is. It is too. At the end of the day, that contract's $32 million, bro. It's $32 million. And then the stats that he has to get. Somebody can't get them touches. They're going to have to force that ball for him to get them numbers. Y'all see stories and y'all just look at how much money somebody's getting and say, oh, you got to look at that. You got to break the whole thing down, bro. You got to break the whole thing down. You got to break down what he's got to do to get that money. In order to get that $26 million, he's got to get a lot of ball time. He's got to be able to prove himself, which he hasn't done in 2 years. Off injured. He got to prove that. He's got to prove that. Kevin said other receivers are receiving a lot more. You know why they're receiving a lot more? Because they put up better numbers than DeAndre in the last 2 years. That's why they get a lot more. See, you learning, bro. That's why his contract is incentive laden. Because he got to prove himself. He got to prove it. He got to prove it. He wants that money. He took the money. He had a better chance of getting a ring here. I'm going to tell you that right now, Kevin. He had a better chance of coming here, sucking it up, getting low numbers, but getting that ring. Because D-Hop coming here, and if they get Dalvin Cook, If they get Dalvin Cook with Rondre Stevenson, yeah, his numbers would have been down in receiving. His touchdown numbers probably would have been less. But guess what? You have a better chance of winning a chip here with all them weapons. All them weapons. If he was on your team, yes, I would. Yes, I would. Because I'm saying it now. I would say this. He's going to have to prove himself. Kevin Jeffy saying, I wouldn't say this if he was on our team. I would say it. Everybody who knows this show and watches Sinister One, I keep it like it is. I called what the Pats were going to do last year, months before the season began. While everybody else was doom and gloom about what happened, I nailed it. Right down to almost every game but 2. But the record was dead on. Dead on. Bill O'Brien is trash. We'll see. We'll see how trash Bill O'Brien is. We'll see about Bill O'Brien. And then DeAndre Hopkins. Here's what he said. He said this. He said, all you sports experts and analysis, be mad at your management, not me. Right after he signed with the Titans, that was his tweet. And then he deleted the tweet because Matt Judon saw it and said fake news. And then he deleted the tweet. Oh, man. So crazy this. Let me get into more of this. Also, I mentioned Dalvin Cook. Guess what, people? The betting pages have now got the Patriots at the top of the list as the landing spot for Minnesota running back Dalvin Cook, plus 150 chance. If you're a betting person, if Dalvin Cook comes here, they don't need DeAndre Hopkins, bro. They won't need him. They won't need him with Dalvin Cook and Rondre. If Rondre Stevenson can have the same year he had last year with Dalvin Cook assisting him in the backfield, it's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. And also in the sports booth, Nick Pivetta, Red Sox pitcher, came out, relief, 6 innings pitched in relief, 13 strikeouts. It's a team historic record. I believe it was Pedro Martinez that held that record in relief. 13 strikeouts against the Oakland. Look, if you're the Oakland Athletics, when you have a pitcher that's on point at the plate like that, on point, and now they got the count, they got the timer count, which means he wasn't wasting any time. He was getting into his rotation and throwing strikes. The Oakland Athletics must have been pissed. Must have been pissed. Oh, man. Why would you all want to mess up Rondre's growth? Dalvin Cook will take away too many. No, he won't. No, he won't. Anybody who comes in as a running back, they know. If you're coming to New England as a running back, you're going to be sharing it with 4 other running backs. That Bill Belichick has stocked up running backs since they grabbed Corey Dillon and won the Super Bowl. It's always running back by committee in New England. If you're getting drafted, if you're a pro, you already know you splitting running time. Belichick is the same every year. Y'all, he comes out September, October, November, he's throwing the ball down the field. Belichick, throwing the ball down the field. Running backs are just sitting on the bench. Mad as hell, getting hungry, just like Corey Dillon was, getting hungry. September, no ball, no run game. October, no run game. Then that cold weather hits. Guess what happens? Belichick, okay, it's time to run the ball. Now you got 4 running backs by committee that have been sitting on their asses for most of the season, hungry as hell to start running that ball, and they're healthy. And you see it time and time again here in New England. Here, all the time. People always complain about Belichick, and I'm like, y'all don't realize this is just part of the plan. Belichick does this on purpose. It's not that he doesn't have a run game. He keeps his running backs healthy. If he can make it through 2 months with a passing game and get those wins and keep his running backs healthy, then heading into November and December, those winter months, those snow games, healthy legs, hungry guys. Belichick's been doing this for a minute, y'all. Stop it. Stop it. They have a run game. She said that's why the Pats don't have a run game. They have a run game. Pats have a run game. They consistently have a good running game. The problem is that they always don't start their running game until the winter months, late fall. Late fall. She says, remember, every team 0-0 at the beginning of the regular season. That's right. That's right. In the Biden bombshells, new round of student debt loan forgiveness is on the table for 800,000 people. Biden has proposed this. We'll see if it goes ahead and moves force. Also, the House passes the National Defense Authorization Act with landmark amendments. The MAGA GOP people snuck in some amendments that a lot of people aren't happy about. Certain Republicans aren't happy about it. Democrats aren't happy about it. I don't want to get into explaining it. I'm going to show you guys a clip right here, and then I'm going to talk about Rob Resnick. But here's a clip right here that explains it right from the horse's mouth after it happened.
We're going to talk about the gains that were made in the National Defense Authorization Act through the continuous, persistent, and principled, relentless efforts of America's House Freedom Caucus and other members of the conference to improve the bill and stop the Biden administration's injection of politics and wokeness into the military. Saw a very major win for the American people and against the Biden administration in Representative Jackson's amendment being passed that upholds the value of life.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And the only explanation for it is that they are so obsessed with jamming their extreme right-wing ideology down the throats of the American people that extreme MAGA Republicans are willing to even detonate the ability of our military to do what it needs to do to keep us safe. And so, this is a malignant charade that is taking place on the floor of the House of Representatives right now. But we, as Democrats, look forward to working with President Biden, Senate Democrats, and Senate Republicans to do the responsible thing by the end of this fiscal year and pass a responsible National Defense Authorization Act.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video, check out these other videos from USA Today to stay up to date with all the latest news.
All right, Leroy. What's up, Leroy Irvin? Hot 96.9. Looking in. That was the House after this vote went down. We saw from that MAGA Republican side that are plotting this, and we saw Hakeem Jeffries. Hakeem Jeffries is a representative out of New York who a lot of people are saying is going to be the next Democratic presidential hopeful. Now, Hakeem Jeffries, there's one thing I got to say to you, Hakeem, that you keep doing.
Stop doing that! Stop!
Be yourself, Hakeem. Every time Hakeem Jeffries speaks from New York, it's like he's channeling Obama. The hand movements, the delivery of his words, we get it, okay? Be yourself, Hakeem. Be yourself. But the great thing is that if Hakeem runs for office, man, light-skinned brothers are making a comeback. Because if he gets in, we'll have a light-skinned brother in the White House. It'll be Drake season in the White House. How's it going, Dennis DiNapoli? But if you haven't watched this story, the coroner, my man Rob Resnick, who's on the show first Tuesdays. As you guys know, Rob is retired veteran. He's a retired U.S. JAG officer, and he's also a colonel. He's on this show. He wrote his piece over at the coroner. So if you want to head on over to the coroner, check out Rob Resnick's piece on this. Rob Resnick is saying that this is a bigger threat to America than people realizes. He feels that this MAGA group that have gotten these amendments in to this bill puts our military at risk. Never before have we ever had a bill where we take things from our military and put our military at risk. It's never ever happened in the history of politics, and now it's happened. And as you heard Hakeem Jeffries say, this is a major charade. What they've done is bad. So people, you got to get educated. You got to know what's going on. I know everybody's talking about this going on and that going on and the wokeness and all this crap going on, but you got to really realize what certain players are doing. And when you stop messing with our military for political reasons, it's dangerous. So R Squared delivers a juicy tidbit of information. And again, this is coming from a guy who is a retired military veteran, practices law. He's a JAG officer. He taught classes down in Skidmore College. He's now up here. He's on this show first Tuesday of every month. So check it out, The Corridor. I got to thank everybody for tuning into the show, hanging out with me. And it's been great stuff. I don't know why all of a sudden my transitions do not want to work. I'm trying to figure this out, and they just freeze up. It just does what it wants to do, and I can't show you guys anything. But we'll figure this out. But anyway, I got to thank everybody for tuning in the show, helping out with us. As you can see, those beanies over there. Got to thank Oscar Mike Radio, one of the shows I produce. Happy Hour with Lido, Kevin Jeffries in the chat. Maddie C Sports for You and Me, coming up at 8:30. I actually got to get off and get on with his show. She Talks Football podcast, Talk Back with Gloria Shea. And we also got Fubar Studios. Also, Brockton After Dark, July 5th has begun. That's certain events for teens across the city. Also, the Slingshot Beantown Express is now the Northeast. Well, it's not it's the Northeast Slingshots Beantown Express. Riders for Life. It's the Riders for Life Beantown Express 2, July 29th. I'll be updating that. The Cape Verdean Festival takes place on July 30th at the Arnold Field. It's the 29th Cape Verdean Day Festival. And then we got Steve Hooke's fundraiser, August 12th, Joe Angelo's Cafe. Please make sure you make it down there. It's going to be his 50th birthday celebration, which he talked about on this show last week. Also, the Brockton Fire Hockey Golf Tournament, August 14th, 9 a.m. start, $400 per team. Sponsor a challenge, $150. Sponsor a whole $100. DW Golf Course is where this is going to take place. Also, if you're a politician and you want your banner to be shown at the end of the show, it's free of charge. I'm like radio. I have to allow you to come on and put your banner up here, and it's free of charge if you just send it to me and say, "Hey, Keith, put my banner up." So please, this one here is Jamal Braithwaite. He sent his in to remember the vote September 19th and November 7th. Also, Steve Hooke has sent his in. Council at Large for Brockton, Steve Hooke for Brockton. Make sure to please vote on September 7th and November 7th. Vianna Marie, Empowerment, Kimberly Ann, Photography. Please make sure to check that out, ladies, if you want to get some photos done. Oh, you're asking me Spence and Crawford. So I got to get back into that one. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know who I like in this one. Matty C is going to be the guy to ask for that one. I don't know who I like in this fight coming up. I'm confused. I'm waiting to see because I think it's going to be a brawl. And we're gonna see. Kevin Jeffrey said maybe he's related. He may be related to me. Oh, who's he talking about? Who are you talking about? Oh, damn. But I got to thank everybody for tuning into the chat, hanging out with me. It's been good stuff. But I got to get ready to get out of here because I got Matty C Sports for You and Me. And we got to definitely get him on. I don't want to mess him up. And with that being said, SpongeBob, do me a favor because I don't have no transitions right now. I don't know why. But I'm just going to go home. All right. Take care, everybody. See you next week. Peace.